Good afternoon and welcome back to Coffee with a Kick. Sorry about that kerfluffle there before the weekend, which did make us miss a recap episode, but you know, life continues to happen even when the camera's not on, as odd as that may seem. But we're back, as we said we would be, and you know, there were actually some very interesting results that have occurred here over the past, well, it's only been just about a week since our last episode, but there's been 20 matches to cover. So we're going to speed through those real quick, hitting the highlights and also our picks real quick before getting to the preview of the Midweek Champions League action that we've got coming up here later today. With, you know, we're in the quarterfinals now, so things are getting real tasty, real juicy here. Yeah, real juicy here for the midweek on later today. But we'll go ahead and take a look back at our midweek action from last week. Starting on Tuesday, there were 5 total matches. And I will look at our notes here. Let's see. You only missed one of them from last Tuesday, actually. The Nottingham Forest Fulham pick. Everything else you got right, including two perfect picks. You picked Newcastle and Everton to go 1-1, and you picked Burnley and Wolves to go 1-1. Both of those 1-1s being 1-1s, you got them correct. You know, I really got to just pay more attention. If I picked a try and you did not, then you got it wrong. So that's how that works. Change my mind. You missed 2. On that day. It's all right. You still went 7-3 overall on that midweek action. I went 4-6, so decent but not great. What was your stick out there for Tuesday? Mine was definitely Nottingham Forest. You know, putting some upward pressure on all the other relegation sides. Them and Luton Town are trading points right now to see who's going to stay up, and really Brentford. That gap is closing, guys, if you ain't careful.
Yeah, really satisfied with my predictions, especially after I said I was going to make up a 50 different gap. Yeah. My minus 50 goal difference, as they say. I'm trying to make it up. So 7-3, great. You know, Everton getting a point at Newcastle when Newcastle's been playing pretty well, that stuck out to me because that really is inching them closer. But you're right. I mean, it's got to be Nottingham versus Fulham. I did not see that coming. No. I mean, Nottingham just blew them out, especially it was really just first half. Like second half, they just kind of sat back, let in an early goal, but they did it. First half, they came out flying. But yeah, I mean, some teams getting points. Burnley getting a point. That was pretty good. Bournemouth beating Crystal Palace. I don't know. It was dull, but some important results.
Certainly some important results. That was last Tuesday. Going to Wednesday, this one went pretty chalky. It was Arsenal beat Luton Town 2-0. We both had that as a victory for them. You could not pick that. Brentford and Brighton went 0-0. Real snoozy there. I had Brentford winning that. You actually picked that one as a 2-2. Why did I circle that? You picked it 2-2 and it went 0-0. Why did I circle that? That's not a perfect pick. You only had 2 perfect picks that day. What am I even doing? And then Man City obviously beat, obviously I picked them to draw, but they did beat Aston Villa, which is a huge result for City. I think that is obviously the headline for last Wednesday is Man City really taking care of business there against Aston Villa. You know, we talked about on the last episode the strategy for, I think it was Brighton not working in their favor. Aston Villa sitting back and just letting City go at them the whole match. What are you thinking? Like, there was barely any ball pressure. They let them get in the attacking third without any pressure, it seemed like, most of the match.
Yeah, I mean, first half, it was working out for them. Like, they had a few chances. The Duran goal, I felt like, was we just kind of let him get at the keeper. But, you know, second half, Pep made those adjustments, and it looked like almost immediately we sprung into action, didn't score till the 60th minute to 70th minute time frame. But yeah, I mean, first half, Aston Villa's strategy worked out, but second half, nah, they couldn't get back into it.
Yeah, it can work out for a while, but City just wears you down. And when you're welcoming the wear down, I feel like it's just a matter of time. It's an inevitability, and it ended up being, I can't make a fun pun out of Phil Foden's name, his hat trick. Like a Foden ability, but that doesn't even track. That's not good at all. But yeah, that was the main one from that day of action. And then I got to get back to where I was, to the Thursday action, which were just 2 matches. Liverpool took care of business against Sheffield United, and Chelsea beat Man U 4-3, which we both thought would end up being a draw. Ends up being a nice result there at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea. Really,
yeah, out of the blue,
really
out
sus,
of the blue.
I'd say.
20th minute to 90 plus 10 minute, Chelsea was abysmal. They did not play well. They got beat, and then all of a sudden, Cole Palmer, former City guy, scores in 90 seconds apart from each goal, and I really thought the draw was going to happen there after the penalty, and then he slotted one in again at the death.
Yeah, I was really hoping for that. You would have had another perfect pick if that had stayed that way, and I would have drawn level on the match day. But still, good for Chelsea. I don't know what they're fighting for aside from being better than they were previously. They are now up in 9th, so they are a full. Well, sorry, that's after this must-reach match day. So I don't know where they were at that point. But we'll go ahead and get to the new match day. The one that just happened this weekend. Saturday, big old slate of games here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on Saturday. Looking through them, City beat Palace. Villa and Brentford drew. Everton beats Burnley. Huge match there. Fulham loses to Newcastle. Luton beats Bournemouth. Another huge match. Wolves lose to West Ham. And Arsenal takes care of Brighton 3-0. As far as relegation battles are concerned, these were some huge results here. Everton getting 3 points. Burnley dropping all 3. Bournemouth losing all 3 points to Luton Town. The Cherries, they're up there in 12th at 41 points. So they're probably safe, and I think that's what they're thinking for this one. But still, Luton Town not giving up on the season. Good for them. Burnley, that was a tough one. You could have really used some stuff there. Could have really used some stuff there at Goodison Park.
Yeah, I mean, they were in it till I think it was the 67th minute red card. After that, I mean, down a man, they're trying to get something going, but it just didn't feel like they had the stuff. But your Wolves, they just fell apart there at the end. Well, they played so well, and then they fell apart.
Yeah, it's we're getting to that point in the season where we're middle of the table. We are still missing our main players up top, and it looks like we were down. Yeah, we were back down Cunha in this one is what I'm showing here. So lost Cunha again. Great. We got back Sarabia. Well, Sarabia played at least, but we still gotta get Cunha, Hwang, and not Jose Sa. That's our goalkeeper. The other Jose. What's his? I can't remember his last name. Whatever his face is. Where'd I go? What happened? What is this?
I will say the
Neto.
Most exciting match.
Neto.
Yeah. Most exciting match of Saturday. My personal opinion was Aston Villa and Brentford. Mainly because Brentford looked completely out of this match. And then from the 59th minute to the 68th minute, they score 3 goals. And it looked like they were going to end up winning it until Watkins brought it back in the 80th minute. But, I mean, Brentford out of nowhere.
Yeah,
He scores 3 frequent goals.
Very efficient 10 minutes there for Brentford. against
They're only 3 shots on target.
Yeah. Against Aston Villa, who is known for their defense this season, especially at home. So Brentford definitely needed that with the upward pressure that Nottingham and Luton Town are putting on them. Only 4 points separating them. But, they'll take the point, especially coming back down from that dire of a situation.
Yeah.
And then to Sunday, our last 3 matches. And then let's see. We both got City's pick. We both missed Villa. Both missed Everton and Burnley. You got a perfect pick there on Luton Town and Bournemouth, actually. So good job on that. And then to the last 3 matches, Manchester United, Liverpool, 2-2 draw. Guess what? That's what I had exactly. You also had a draw, but it was 1-1. Sheffield United draws Chelsea. What? Neither of us had that. And then Nottingham Forest loses to Tottenham 3-1, and we both had that perfect pick there, hitting it on the head. Chelsea, what are you doing? You go win 1 against Manchester United, and then you drop 2 points to Sheffield United on a 90+3. It's like a karmic feedback for your late game heroics against United in the midweek.
Yeah, honestly, Sheffield United played better than Chelsea in this match. Chelsea had the ball more, but Sheffield United had much better chances. It kind of looked like they thought that maybe if we win, we have a chance. I think after they draw, they probably don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chelsea, that's the story of their season, right? They play the big teams. I mean, the match they drew City 4-4 earlier in the year, I think the very next match they ended up losing to Fulham like 4-1 or something like that. That's just the story of their season. So not shocking, but Liverpool Man U, that was a good one. And really, I forget his name, but the young center back Liverpool started, just a poor giveaway to Bruno Fernandes about 50 yards from goal, and he just shoots it. Goalie was off the line, and that was the first Man U goal, which it was 2-2, so it was one of the goals that decided the match. So that's going to be a tough one. It could be a Gerrard slip moment. Who knows?
I don't know, but that does shake things up at the top of the table. We'll update that since we have it recently. We now have 3 teams within 1 point at the top of the table. Arsenal on 71, Liverpool also on 71. Arsenal winning the goal difference there by 9 goals, and then City at 70 points. So it is a 3-horse race, and it is tight. A lot of common opponents against the last portion here. Arsenal has the toughest draw coming into next week because they do play. They host Aston Villa, but still Aston Villa's known to push around. Tottenham did, as of this weekend, take over 4th on goal difference on Aston Villa. Both of them are sitting at 60. And then United has lost their way a little bit in that race. So there's a race for 4th and there's a race for 1st is what's going on because there's an 11-point gap between 5th and 6th. It's 3 tiers here. We have 10 points between 3rd and 4th and 11 points between 5th and 6th. So, and then it's really congested there between 6th and 13th, there's 10 points. And then another 10-point gap down to Crystal Palace at 14th. So, in the bottom of the table, it's still juicy. I mean, Burnley is a little bit fading. They had that, for them, great run of play of draw, win, draw. I mean, that's more points than they had in like the previous. Oh my goodness, that was more points than they had in those 4 weeks going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 match days combined. They had more points in those last 4 than those 14 combined prior. So Burnley had a good spurt of luck. They go to they host Brighton Hove Albion, so we'll see how that goes for them. And then if Sheffield United has any chance, they're playing Brentford. So we'll see. And Luton Town has to play City, so that's not great for them. But that is for later this week. We'll be actually going through those matches. Right now, we're going to change gears and head on over to that European action with our Tuesday and Thursday matches. Tuesday, we've got Arsenal going to Bayern Munich, I believe. No, other way. Arsenal hosts Bayern Munich at London Stadium. Therefore, a very exciting match. And then, my cursor went away. And then Real Madrid hosts Man City on Tuesday. Two really good ones here. Trying to think of what I like here. I'm going to pick the City one first because I feel more confident in it. I think that it goes with a said I was confident. I think City take it 2-1. They're playing pretty well right now. I mean, they've scored 4 goals in their last 2 matches, both of the matches, with Kevin De Bruyne getting a brace and Erling Haaland getting back on the score sheet. You know, that's important, getting him back productive. And Real Madrid, like we've talked about before, if you can City has the guys to man mark Jude Bellingham. Like, they have guys who can keep up with him and keep him in check. So it'll be hard to send it over the top when you've got Kyle Walker back there. He's fast, okay? So I think that City can keep him corralled enough to take the full victory there. And then for Arsenal and Bayern, now Bayern's been pretty hit or miss in the knockout stages. So I don't know that I trust them fully going. I'm gonna go 2-2, a very entertaining 2-2 draw for Arsenal and Bayern there at London Stadium. Because Arsenal, they're top of the table, so we know that they're good. And Bayern, you can't count them out, even if they're not doing particularly well in the recent knockout stages.
Yeah, I think the Real Madrid City one will be, this fixture will be all the fireworks. The next one, I don't think it will be. This one, I think 3-2 Man City. I think City scoring pretty well. Real Madrid obviously has a very good attack. I think it's going to really come down to the midfield. But I think 3-2. And then Bayern and Arsenal, I think it's going to be 3-1 Arsenal.
Wow.
I think Bayern has good attackers, but the rest of their team has just been very up and down. Maybe Harry Kane has some dirt that he can give to his team on Arsenal. Who knows? But I don't know. They have not been playing well. They're going to lose the Bundesliga for the first time in like 13 years this year. So it's going to be, I don't think it'll be a friendly environment for Bayern.
Do you know what I realized when you're talking right there? I realized that I, in my brain, totally mixed up PSG and Kylian Mbappe and him being the driving force of the team and Jude Bellingham and Real Madrid. I'm still going to stick with my 2-1 because I feel like it's a reasonable. It still tracks that Jude Bellingham is able to be corralled by the defensive line. But still, I do want to put that on the record. Okay, then I know there's other people on Real Madrid's attack than just Jude Bellingham. PSG, it's just Kylian Mbappe.
I know other people in their attack, but only the CDM. Only the defensive mid.
Speaking of Kylian Mbappe and PSG, they do host Barcelona, a classic matchup for the Champions League, PSG and Barcelona, on Wednesday, and then the other teams, Atletico Madrid and Dortmund. Like we said, I think previously when we saw the draw for this, like both of the teams that other teams wanted to face up against get to play each other. So one of them gets to go through to the semis. So that's fun. How do you think these go?
I think it being at the Parc des Princes, PSG playing pretty well in the Champions League. I take that back. Mbappe playing pretty well in the Champions League. Looking at Barcelona's injury list, they have 5 usual starters out, including all 5 of their midfielders. Or 3 of their starters, 1 defender, CDM, another defender. I think PSG is going to take it 3-1. I just think the injuries to Barcelona are too much, and they don't have Messi anymore to take over the strain of those injuries. So I think 3-1. I think Mbappe scores 2.
Yeah, I actually have the exact same thing for much the same reason that I think PSG will be able to possess more than they're used to in the midfield with all those deficiencies on Barcelona, and that's going to open up those diagonal runs for Mbappe up top. And he is dangerous, and he has been playing very well in the Champions League. As far as Atletico Madrid and Dortmund go, Dortmund has not been great away from home. So I think that Atleti takes this one 2-0. In Dortmund, again, will have to rely on the home court advantage to try to make it through to semis.
I think it'll be 1-1. I think Dortmund is the better team than Atletico Madrid. Just domestically, they've been better. And I think they've had decent results in the Champions League. So I think they can steal not losing. They can steal a draw at Atletico Madrid. So I think it'll be 1-1.
1-1. Well, we will see this week. Luckily, all this wraps up before the Masters does, so I don't have to split my watch time during the midday. Get to turn on my Masters coverage after it's all said and done. We'll see what happens. But I'm relying more on my Champions League picks than I am on anything else because I am in green territory on that 59 and 53. You are at 52 and 60, so you've got some work to do there, buddy. Got some work there to do, and not a lot of picks to do it in. Do we even have enough? No, we don't even have enough for you.
I think I would have to get perfect.
Pretty much. Yeah, because we got 4. No, we got 2 and 2, and 1 and 1, and 1. No, you couldn't do it. You only got 5 picks left, right? No. So home and aways. You stupid man. You got some spares. You got just a few spares to make it up.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is what we've got to cover. Do we have a trivia question for this week to ponder?
We do. We definitely do. This one, I think it's a good one. Which player has won the most Premier League Golden Boot awards? So who just has the most?
Who scores a lot in the Premier League? All right, well, lock it in, and we will get to it at the end of the next episode. Well, that's good at the beginning. You can put in your time-stamped guess there, and then we'll answer it at the end for tomorrow's episode. But until then, make sure you go ahead and grab your coffee, watch some soccer, and we'll see you on the other side.